Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. Good to see you. If you are new here, welcome to Chan. You are returning, welcome back. One of those people who is returning is Miss Marissa. Thank you so much for your donation, girl. I really appreciate it. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. How are you doing today? Hello. And for those of you who may be new here as well, all my donation information can be found just pinned at the top of the chat there. And I have a variety of different reading options for you to choose from. I can answer questions, any and all questions except for medical or legal questions, especially not medical and legal questions. I've definitely been asked those and like, girl, no, I can't do that. Miss Marissa, are you here, love? Do you have your question? Wanted to know how Alshon, my child, currently feels about me. Okay. What is Alshon's sign? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards his mother, Marissa? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards his mother, Marissa? Masters and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon feel currently towards his mother, Marissa? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards his mother, Marissa? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards his mother, Marissa? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently... Oh, your child's father. I read how Alshon, your child, currently feels about you. You want to know how your child's... You want to know about your child's father. Okay, never mind. I thought you were asking about your child. Because I read it, because it says, I want to know how Alshon, my child, currently feels about me. So I read that as he was your mother. I'm sorry. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How does Alshon currently feel towards Marissa? Okay, let's see. This. We have Eight of Swords reversed, the Tower, Nine of Wands reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, and Knight of Pentacles. Is he present as the father of your child? Hi, Mahogany. Welcome. Looks like you typed something and you removed it, so I don't know what it was, but hello, good to see you. Um, is he present at all as a father? Because I'm not getting like any father cards here. I'm not getting like any king cards, and the knight is really not really like a fatherly card. But does he put in the work? He's not present. Yeah. And yeah, that's what okay, that's what this Eight of Swords reversed and Nine of Wands reversed is all about. Is he is shirking the very real responsibilities and that he's bound to, that he has bound himself to. Um, Sorry, 1 second here. Oops, no, there we go. With this Eight of Swords reversed, it's like he has obligations, he has things, yes, his son, that he is bound to, and he's not taking accountability for it. With this Eight of Swords reversed, he's not fighting for it the way that he should. I think in an ideal world, he would like to put the work in with the Knight of Pentacles here, but you know, actions speak louder than words. Um, there's something that he's bitter about regarding the past. I don't know, and I can't imagine it. I can't imagine you having done anything. It could very well just him not wanting to have had a child, um, and because it sounds like he's not down to be present as a father at all. Um, and it looks like he's, I don't know if he's super reckless or what with this the Tower card. I don't know if he parties a lot or if he's just like reckless in other ways or what, but I think that's part of what he's certainly not emotionally mature, as I'm sure you're aware of. Um, but I think that's a lot of, I think that's a big reason why he's not stepping up to the plate and hasn't stepped up to the plate as a father, is because he does have kind of like wild ways that he doesn't want to be hindered by the binds, the very real binds of fatherhood. Um, it looks like he's constantly trying to like duck and dodge that responsibility, any kind of responsibility for your guys' child. It's not just your child, it's his child as well. And he's just like dodging any kind of responsibility. And part of that dodging responsibility, I don't know when the last time the two of you spoke, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does, if he hasn't been super present or communicative um, lately. Um, and like, you don't have to tell me when the last time you guys spoke, but I think that's part of what he's dodging in communication, is he's afraid of, you know, being I think he knows that like his actions are not just and not right as well with this Queen of Swords reversed. And I think he's afraid that if he does speak to you, or if he spoke to you more frequently, then he would be held accountable for his actions. And that's something that he's not willing to face. That's just something he's not willing to face. You've been avoiding him. Okay, so he's been reaching out to you. You mentioned, yeah, that he's been reaching out to you, and you asked what his intent. I remember now. Okay, you jogged my memory. You asked what his intentions were, and I said, like, completely physical. He may be saying that he wants to be there for your kid. I don't know if he has been, but I've never seen that in the cards. I've never felt those energies. Never got that sense from anything you've told me. Yeah, that's really wise that you decided to stop talking to him. He's not doing you a service. He's not helping you. He's not helping your son. He's only liable to cause drama and problems and issues worse than drama. You know, he's not a stable guy, and his intentions are not good. When it comes, and you asked what his feelings were towards you. I don't see any feelings cards there. All I see are like avoidance. cards, especially like avoiding communication, avoiding not so much communication actually, but avoiding responsibility with that Eight of Swords reverse, avoiding one's responsibilities as an adult due to choices that they made. He's just not taking accountability, doesn't want to take accountability. I think part of him knows that it's not right. But I also don't think that it's a big enough part of him to make him want to change his ways. I still think he's completely self-serving when it comes to you, and him trying to reach out to you. It's like he just wants you on his own terms, in a very selfish way. And I didn't see like any cups there. I didn't see anything about feelings towards your guys' kid. I didn't see anything about feelings towards you. Like the guy is just like really selfish, very, very self-serving, very, very focused on himself. And if that's the case, then you absolutely made the right decision in not speaking to him anymore. I like rarely, if ever, like encourage not speaking to someone or cutting someone out of one's life. But if somebody, like I said, if somebody is posing a threat or it looks like they're posing a threat in some way, it's, I'll let you know, like, he doesn't look like he has any good intentions at all. And, yeah, I think this is one of those cases, one of those rare cases where it's just like not helping, not helping you, not helping your son, not helping your family at all, but really not helping you, keeping him around. So I'm sorry he is the way he is. I don't know if he was like this in the past, or if he wasn't like this in the past and something changed in him or what, or if he just wasn't ready to be a father at all. But there's still no excuse for his behavior, and I'm really sorry that he's still barking up your tree and causing disruption and disharmony. That the Tower card, I see it. That's what he's doing. Like his feelings, there are no feelings. The feelings are he wants to cause disruption, disharmony. And thank you for your additional donation, Miss Marissa. Please go ahead and post your second question right there in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, love. How does Vaughn currently feel about me? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel toward Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Vaughn currently feel towards Marissa? We have 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups reversed, the Hierophant, the Hermit, and the Fool reversed. Vaughn is the one with the kid, right? I feel like we saw the Hermit yesterday with him when we asked, when we asked the same question, how he felt towards you. I believe we asked it yesterday, either yesterday or the day before, and I believe we saw the Hermit. I think it was reversed, in either case, it has the same meaning. It's not that he has any intention of telling the mother of his child about you and him. He's afraid. I kept on seeing the Nine of Swords. I kept on. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. We asked what his intentions were. I kept on seeing the Nine of Swords when I was shuffling the cards just now, and I am still sensing fear in him. I sense it here with this Nine of Cups reversed. There is a fear, that I'm sensing in him, that is sadly coming between his feelings for you and his ability to see something long term between the two of you. I see that with both the Hermit and the Hierophant. He's not, I mean, he does it, but the Hierophant is about, when we're talking about love, the Hierophant is usually about marriage, tradition, not breaking taboos, staying very traditional. And when I see it right next to the Hermit and I see this and I'm getting this like fearful energy, it's telling me that a very similar story, that he is fearful of the two of you getting caught, of him getting caught, and of this breaking down the, if it hasn't already been broken down or compromised in some way, breaking down the dynamic of the family structure that he is a part of right now. But we did ask how he feels towards you. We do have we have the Eight of Pentacles. We do also have the Fool reverse. The Eight of Pentacles would tell me that he does want, despite his fears and despite his reticency, I do think that I don't think he wants to pull away entirely from this connection. But if you have sensed him pulling away, either in communication or emotions or whatever or actions, whatever the case may be, your intuition's probably serving you right, Marissa. I think there might be some, I do, and that, I think that's what's pulling him back, because while he doesn't want to stop things between the two of you, he does see value between the two of you, and does, appreciate what the two of you have. He also has his own, it's very different from Alshon, whereas Alshon has no desire to want to be a father, even though I don't think Vaughn asked to be a dad. He is stepping up to his responsibilities to being one, and he doesn't want to compromise his view as a father, essentially, if he did get caught. I can't forget this Hermit card. So on one hand, he does want to continue forth with this, Marissa, with this Eight of Pentacles, but on the other hand, I think he is wondering if this should come to a close or not with the Fool reversed. Because the Fool is about continuing the journey, continuing forth. Even if you don't know what the road looks like ahead of you, it's about continuing on. But when it's in its reversed form, it's often indicative of wanting to put something to a stop, or feeling that something may need to, if not come to a stop completely, but have some space between the two of you. Because I don't sense that he wants to pull away completely and end this. Like, I'm not getting that, but I do get the sense that there's a lot of fear right now. I don't know if she's, like, onto something intuitively or what, or if he's just extra paranoid right now. But he is fearful. He is fearful of getting caught. And I think what scares him the most there is what that would look like to his son. Because kids can pick up on those kind of energy. They don't know what they mean. What those things mean. But and I think that's like something I know his son's very, very young, but that's something he definitely doesn't want his son to ever witness or ever have to be explained in the future if something does happen between the two of them. So there's a lot riding on his shoulders right now. Um, I don't know when the last time the two of you spoke, but I do get the sense that he is very fearful, very fearful. And the Hermit is also an indicator of fear as well. Predominantly getting caught. It's not the Hermit's great about keeping secrets and hiding things, keeping things in you know in the darkness. That's what that Seven of Swords was yesterday too. We were trying to figure out what that was. I just figured it out. Seven of Swords is about keeping things like underneath the cloak of darkness, underneath the cloak of moonlight. And I think he's starting to worry that he doesn't have as good of a handle on it as he thought he did, and he is very afraid of getting caught there. So that is bleeding into a big part of a big part of his feelings for you. I'd say it's kind of preventing him from allowing them to flourish or grow, because there are these very real obligations that he is tied to at this time, you know. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's never going to speak to you again. Like, I don't get that sense. I'm not getting the sense that he wants to like cut you out of his life. But I do, if he has shown in other ways needing space, your intuition is probably serving you. I think that's more what it is. It's needing to take a step back, just because he's dealing a lot of fear right now. And I think needs to gather himself more. That is what I see for you, Miss Marissa. Thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate you, and I hope it brought you clarity there, to a tough situation. But yeah, you got this, love. You're very welcome. You are very, very welcome. So yeah, I didn't do my spiel before I started. But I am using the Fortune Queens Volume 1 tarot deck today, based on RuPaul's Drag Race. Not just the US version, but every version, the UK version, the Australian version, I think. And the art, like what's this from? Okay, well, that's Katya. Katya is definitely from the US franchise, but the art is amazing, and I love the artist. He's great. His name's Cristiani Wagno, and he has a store on Etsy called, I think it's called Eat My Cake. No, Enjoy My Cake. That's it. Enjoy My Cake. He's awesome. Definitely go check him out. He also has another one that I have, Volume 2, Fortune Queens Volume 2. And he also has a Mean Girls tarot deck that I do not have, but if anyone wants to get it from me, I would love that, because I would definitely love to have that on my channel. But yeah, I am your friendly tarot reader. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your subscription. My name is Sophie. I am your friendly tarot reader. I can answer any questions you may have, with the exception of legal and or medical questions. I think I mentioned that just a moment ago. But I am not just your regular tarot reader. Yes, I do. Hi, Felicia. No, I have not. No, I have not. You'll see. You'll see when I've moved. You'll see. Yep. How are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I am not just your regular tarot reader. Yes, I do answer, a lot of romantic questions, a lot of spiritual questions, pretty much any type of question that's not medical or legal, I answer it. Finance, career, questions about moving, travel, for sure. But I can also communicate with those who have passed on. If mediumship is something that you are indeed interested in. Yes, it will be a new setup. Yeah. Yep. Good to hear. Good to hear, Felicia. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. That is good to hear. I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. Those come through, we can do those in a couple of different ways. We can ask your spirit guides and your angels about the person in question. And it doesn't, soulmates don't have to just be romantic partners. They can also be friends, they can be family members, they can be animals. Um, Asking your angels whether someone in your life is indeed a soulmate. They'll say yes, they'll say no, why, for how long, what reason, etc. If they've been in a past life with you, and this is a continuation of growth between something that was unfinished in the past. Or we can just ask it directly, like, do you give your blessing? As one spirit guides, do you give your blessing towards this person? Yes or no? And they'll say yes, or they'll say no, and they'll answer why. And it's always interesting to observe how people really, I don't want to say they don't care what they're, well, I did have one client that straight up didn't care what his spirit guides thought. He said it doesn't, they're just dead people anyway. I was like, ooh, I wouldn't have said that if I were you, but he did. He was a little younger, so that's okay. We forgive, we move on. um, but yeah, no. So some people are very scared of knowing what their spirit guides' ultimate opinion is. Some people don't really care too much and are more interested in knowing in factuality as to whether someone actually is a soulmate in one's life. I've also been studying past life regression therapy for many, many, many years. Since I was very, very young, I've been reading lots of books on it and have gone under past life regression myself through hypnosis and through guided meditation. And I've also done it for other folks. I've started doing it professionally utilizing tarot in addition to my connection with spirit. I implemented that into my practice about 3.5 years ago or so. And that's always very fascinating. As I have it written down there, it doesn't have to be asked in that way. It doesn't have to be asked. You don't need to have the past life of yours that's most relevant to yours now to be the one that's illustrated. If there's something more specific that you'd like to see illustrated, like say you have had a soulmate confirmation, you know that someone is a soulmate of yours, seeing a past life of yours with you and that soulmate, having that illustrated. Never even thought to suggest that, but I think that's an excellent suggestion. I have definitely given past life regression readings in which I have confirmed that somebody's spouse was indeed their soulmate. I could tell through the many readings I had given them and still continue to give them. That was a really, really interesting confirmation there. But yes, past life regression, I do indeed offer that. And yeah, I answer a lot of questions regarding romance and love. We had a couple of questions earlier. One of the client asked person's feelings, and then she asked her person's intentions. And we can do them separately if you want to get deeper, which she did, and I totally understand. But if you want a more compact, I guess, view of how somebody views you, I suppose, in their life, I highly recommend the OG Love reading or the TFI reading, which is their thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions towards you, whoever this person may be. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can also be a friend, a coworker, a roommate, whomever. And then your general energies and their general energies as well. And we can do this as a mini reading. We can do it as a full reading or an in-depth reading, as always, up to 15 cards per question. But yeah, if you do have a question, I was going to say it matters of the heart, but not so much matters of the heart. But if you do have a question, say more regarding how somebody feels about you, or how someone regards you, I would definitely recommend that reading. I also offer private readings, as always. Um, I offer two different types. I offer them privately over Zoom, by appointment only. And it's just me and you. You can ask as many questions as you need. It's just one-on-one. And I really recommend it for everybody. I've never had any disappointed clients ever. But I especially recommend it for clients who are going through something that does require a lot of extra context, a lot of extra time, a lot of extra backstory that you feel that I need to know. And again, there's no limitation on the number of questions that we do indeed ask, or answer, I should say. There's no limitation on the number of cards that I pull. We just get to the bottom of things. Simple as that. I also offer private readings offline at no additional donation amount, but they're not one-on-one, and they are within 24-hour turnaround time. I can usually get to you within 2 to 3 hours, and I do those via over Instagram, either over voice message, over DMs on Instagram, or I can do them typed via email. But just send me your donation with your question. Please don't forget to add the question, and then I can just get right to it and answer it right away. So yeah, that is my spiel. The donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be next. I will not be online tomorrow. No, I will not be online tomorrow. And I really don't know if I will be able to be online much at all this weekend or much this week. So I would really, if you do have questions, to really take advantage of the time that I am on tonight, because I'm really unsure when I will be able to go on again. And I know I say that a lot, but so of course click your donation, or you click your notification bell for with all notifications set, so that you know each and every time I go live. I do try to go on the weekdays, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Sometimes it's a little later. I rarely go on earlier. I have in the past. If I could, I would tomorrow, but I can't. And chances are this weekend is going to be a little busy, so likely not going to be able to touch bases here. So yeah, whoever makes a donation next will definitely be next. Thank you so much. Hi, Charles. Good to see you. You're moving to Pluto in 2 weeks. All right. Have a good time, man. Hey, Sophie, I will. It has to be better than Earth. I would move to Europe if I had a skill and an education. It's hard to move to Europe even if you do have a skill and an education. It's it's rough, but things will get better. The weather, it's been pretty chilly actually, but it depends. I think I've mentioned where I live in the Bay Area is very, very, very cold, and I work throughout the Bay Area, so the weather can change depending on where I am. Gotta be nicer than 9 times. What does that mean? Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Better than it being in the 90s. I hear you. I actually like it warmer, Charles. I get really, really cold. But it's all good. It is what it is, you know. It really varies, Charles. It really varies. The Bay Area has a lot of different weather, so it's not like, yeah, it's hypothetically nice weatherland, but we have a lot of rain here. Like, it's not like Southern California. Like, it's a big state. You too, Charles. Thank you. Be well. Love and light. All right, so your girl has been on for just a little over 2 hours. I don't see anyone on here. I'm gonna do a last call for all donations because again, I'm probably not gonna be on for another few nights, maybe longer. Last call tonight. Last call for any and all donations. If you have a question, tonight would definitely be the night to ask it. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but I will not be on. But I will still, of course, have my tarot decks with me. So if I'm not on, you do indeed have a question, you can always send it in. But if you want the, the live one-on-one experience, we can do that now. It could be up to possibly a week. Could be just a matter of like a few days. I'm not sure. But yeah, just things are very in flux right now. So if you do have a question, please let me know, and I would love to read for you. Just send in your donation, and yeah, whoever sends it in first will be next. But if I don't hear from anyone in the next 3 minutes, I will just call it a night. But I have the timer on, so I am giving it some time here. Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you. Please let me know if you have a question. Thank you. Last call tonight. Last call for all donations. Thank you. If you have a question that is just burning that you need to know, please go ahead and ask. Thank you. Last call, everybody. Last call for any and all donations tonight. Thank you. Anybody know? Everybody seated tonight? All right. Well, thank you all so much for a wonderful night. I, again, don't know when I'll be seeing y'all next. So click that notification bell for all notifications. That way you'll know every time I go live. And I will see you